Hey, it's Nooch, and we're here today to talk about a unit, a brand new unit in the game that's fast becoming Nooch's favorite light side unit, and that is the Tauntaun. The faster than sound, stronger than a tank, Tauntaun. It's really exciting, and we're gonna look first at we're gonna roll some footage over here already. We're gonna some game footage. We're gonna go in with first with the kind of a goofy deck, and we're gonna have like Yoda and the bomber and a flamer, some Gungans. We just want to show that the Tauntaun has real value in almost any deck on the light side. After we get done showing that, we're gonna jump into what Nooch believes is the ideal deck for using the Tauntaun to their best ability on the light side, and we'll go over the deck. I'll go over what the goals are and the benefits, and we'll show some really exciting gameplay to see what the Tauntaun is capable of. So first we're going in where here we are. We've got one tower in the middle. Our opponent has the proton, the particle beams on the other side. Nooch will never get over that. So we're trying to keep those Gungans protected. Again, you can see Gungans against a particle beam. They will stop it from ever doing anything. It cannot get shots off when Gungans are on it. So that's always something to pay attention to. So we have that tower gone. We didn't even use the Tauntaun yet, but that was kind of cool to show how those alternate units, even at lower levels, can do stuff. That is the textbook Tauntaun maneuver. The Boomer Balls with the Tauntaun. Maybe you've got BB-8 mixed in there. Maybe you hold BB-8 or the Boomer Balls back so that you can substitute them for the other. You stun the tower while the Tauntaun does all the damage, and that's the way to roll with the Tauntaun. And other things you can do are you can maybe distract the tower, especially a particle beam, by using Porgs or Ewoks as well. So that right there is what Tauntaun got about half of the health off, and that is not one of our better hits with a Tauntaun. The particle beam is the most challenging tower, especially for a single unit like the Tauntaun, because as soon as it gets targeted by that particle beam, it's going to get shredded in short order. Now, this is a pretty big mistake by Hawk here, dropping in a flame tower in Nooch's territory, but being unable to support it with units. So we're able to kill that pretty quickly, and then going with Yoda against a flame trooper. Now we drop in the Tauntaun, and that kind of shoves the flame trooper out of the way a little bit for Yoda to do some work. So you can see you get the seismic charge there. So the Tauntaun is stunned, but the Boomer Balls come down and do their bit of stunning as well in the tower, and that's going to give the Tauntaun enough energy to survive for long enough that it can do some damage. We see again, not really sure about Yoda's shield and how it works, because a lot of stuff just doesn't make any sense to Nooch. Okay, so we're getting to about 15 seconds left, and we bring the Tauntaun on the other side with the BB-8, just like we talked about. He drops the seismic charge, but then we come in with the Boomer Balls after, and now it's going to be one more shot. Goodbye, tower. That's a 2-0 tower victory for Nooch, even with just 3 left on that middle tower. So you can see that the Tauntaun is just fast and moves in and is really hard to defend because it does move so fast. And a lot of times you're left with just that seismic charge. But using that seismic charge takes a minute to get loaded and really is difficult to control. So before we jump into this next set of footage, let's talk about the ideal Tauntaun deck. And Nooch has shown it to you now. We got Luke, the Tauntaun, Ewoks, all the Porgs, BB-8, Boomer Balls, Y-Wing. It's not really a surprise deck here. We all know that the Porgs and Boomer Balls are really OP. The Y-Wing you've got to have in the deck. The Ewoks are there for support. Basically, you're trying to use all these units as normal, but look for opportunities to drop the Tauntaun in from short or far range to just get speedy attacks on the towers. And that can free up your other units as well. While they're fighting off the Tauntaun, who's really tanky, that Tauntaun is not easy to kill. And we're going to go ahead and start the game footage right now. We got some really exciting, just basic delivery of Tauntaun here in the first one. Then we're going to show some game end footage, or end game footage in another one, some more basic footage, and then we're finally going to get to like the ultimate Tauntaun victory at the end. It's going to be short at the end, so hang in there and don't blink. Okay, so we jump right in this one. We are launching the Tauntaun right away. He gets the middle tower. Rudd has a middle tower, and we know that the middle tower is the key to the game, so we've got to get that middle tower out of there. We launch the Tauntaun with BB-8 and the Ewoks, and that's what we have to use. You can't use the Boomer Balls in the middle, and that takes care of that tower, so now we're on even footing. You can see we're on even energy. We both have our towers up. We're dead even at this point, and that's because the Tauntaun was able to go in and wipe out that tower. So let's see where we go from here. We're both smartly saving our energy, Rudd kind of launches that Darth Vader a little prematurely. Maybe you should have waited another bit while you got some energy built up. And if you're going to move past the middle, you might as well take that middle tower, not the back one. But I guess Rudd wants to play defense. We're going to put Luke out there. Probably should have dropped Luke a little farther out because we dropped him too close, and then Darth Vader's special was able to get on our X-Wing. Now Rudd's got all 3 towers, so this looks like we're pretty far behind. In fact, we are pretty far behind. With less than a minute and a half left, but we double-side this. We take the 3 Porgs on one side, the Tauntaun and BB-8 on the other. Luke's in there as well. We're going to take out that tower, and then BB-8's going to be left to continue. He stuns the next tower. We drop the Boomer Balls in, which is perfect, because now the Tauntaun is still going. If we hadn't done the Boomer Balls, that bomber would have taken them out. That bomber was a lot to use on that, by the way. Now, because we have the Tauntaun and all those units in there, Luke's going to finish off that tower with his special. So the Tauntaun was integral in taking out 2 particle beams right there. Or was one a flame tower, now he forgets. But 2 towers, the middle and the backside tower, taken out in large part due to the efforts by the Tauntaun and the supporting units around it. And that Tauntaun plus the stunning unit, the BB-8 or the Boomer Balls is the way to go. Here we go again. Tauntaun with BB-8. He doesn't have it on the particle beam this time, so you only get about 600-700 damage in on it. But we still do get the damage. Now he's using kind of the dark side equivalent, which is the AT-AT. Much slower, but very similar in that it goes right after towers. It does a ton of damage against towers, and it's super tanky. We drop the Tauntaun again. We're just going to keep going. That thing is exposed, and now it's down. The thing about this hairy, shaggy beast is he is hard to defend. If you are not waiting for that Tauntaun to be dropped and come in and ready with your defenses, if you are playing offense when your opponent has the Tauntaun, you're doing it wrong. You know, unless you really have them on their heels, you need to sit back, play some defense, and counterpunch. Fight off that 2-legged monster as it comes into your towers, beat it up, and then get a counter push. Here we're joining this game against Armatron, about 1:10 left in it, just to show what the Tauntaun can do at the end of the game. We have 2 Ewok towers up, sir, Ewok tree houses. We're putting pressure on, and we're saving up to use our Tauntaun. Now he drops a bomber on the Ewok treehouse. You can almost always count on when they do a bomber run to wipe out a tower or finish something off, you're probably ahead in energy. It is almost always true. So there's the Tauntaun, there's BB-8 stunning the Super Battle Droid, the 3 Porgs come in and finish him off, the Tauntaun with the 3 Porgs take care of the tower. Again, the speed and the tankiness and the damage of that Tauntaun is really hard to defend, especially here at the end of the game when, honestly, Nooch didn't show up, but Nooch had not used that Tauntaun at this point. So Armatron had no idea that that Tauntaun existed in this deck. So kind of a little surprise there at the end for you. Man, using that bomber on the Ewok tower. I know the problem is it's desperate times when you get to those Ewok towers, but here we are again. Tauntaun, Boomer Balls, dead tower. The thing just wrecks towers. It really just puts it on them, and there's almost no way to defend it if you're not trying to defend it. If you're trying to defend the Tauntaun, or if you get lucky, if you got your seismic charge or your BB-9 ready, but if you're not ready with that stuff, it is going to come in and it's going to wreak havoc. Now we're going into our third battle here against Drex22. You're going to want to hang on because after this, we've got a really short battle at the end. This one's a regular length battle. We're going to show a lot of usage of the Tauntaun. The one at the end is a minute or less, and you're going to want to see it because it is the ultimate victory. So here we are. We're going to fight over the middle. So Drex launches his BB-9, Nooch, and he's got the middle. So congratulations. We settle for the back tower. He drops in his flamer, and the Ewoks with the particle beam take out that flamer. Now we got 2 particle beams up versus Drex's 1. We're only 2 behind in energy, so it's hard to tell, but we're a little bit ahead of energy. It's hard to tell when you're playing the game, but we are a little bit ahead of energy. So he drops in the battle droids with the seismic charge. Here's the problem with that. He's playing offense, but he's behind. So you don't want to be playing offense when you're behind because then this will happen. You fight off the Guavian, the Tauntaun goes in with BB-8, BB-8 takes out BB-9, stuns that tower, and the Tauntaun finishes it off. Then BB-8 goes down, the Flame Trooper gets distracted by the Tauntaun, he's still strong enough to get one good solid hit on the TIE Fighter. That's what your Tauntaun can do, and that's what, if you're trying to go on offense, now let's get back to that. So Drex was down, and clearly down, and thought he was ahead, I guess, because he put down the battle droids and then used the seismic charge. Battle droids plus seismic charge on offense is a clear sign that you're saying, I'm ahead in this game, so I'm going to try to put the pedal to the metal. Otherwise, you save both of those for defense and let them counter push after they take care of your opponent's rush. So here we are. Luke's down the end. We get a tower in the opposing end, and now Drex is in real trouble. He's got his BB9 out there, and that's nice, but the Porgs are going to come in and finish off all these guys trying to fight us. We should be able to drop, yeah, we dropped a flock of Porgs. When you drop a flock of Porgs directly on the battle droids, you do a good job. They can really take them out if you drop them directly on. Don't have them walking up to those battle droids for the love of everything. Now, there's a mistake too. Drop the flame trooper next to the TIE fighter. That's within range of the particle beam, so pay attention to that. So here we are. We're saving up a little energy. We're ahead in energy. We drop a Tauntaun, he drops IG-88, and the game is over. His IG-88 was within range of the particle beam again, and that was 4 energy that we just wiped out with Boomer Balls, and it doesn't matter. Now the Tauntaun and the Bomber finish it off. So you can see how much danger the Tauntaun puts your enemy in. They are in so much danger if you have a forward tower, or if you have a tower that's within range of any of their towers. Oh, we flipped over there. Your opponent is automatically in danger if you're playing with the Tauntaun. Now hang on. Hang on, just give me 1 more minute here, because that's all this is going to take. We're going to go in, and we're going to show you what happens if you don't pay attention to the Tauntaun. You better pay attention. You also better be paying attention at the beginning, and you better be fighting over that middle tower. Ziffer here lets Nooch have the middle tower, leaks a little bit of energy, then drops a Guavian back by the TIE Fighter with Boba Fett. So it doesn't look like he's punting this. He's actually trying, or she, again. But now we got 3 units on that side. We're going to let the Ewoks take care of the Destroyer Droid. We're going to let the Particle Beam do it. We're going to drop the Tauntaun and the Porgs over on the other side. He continues a seismic charge there. He's ready to get that middle tower. Then he drops a BB9 down there. It is too late. You cannot give that Tauntaun any room to breathe. He drops the Super Battle Droid. It is all too late. You better take that thing. You don't take it lightly, because it'll come in and take out your tower. That's all Nooch has for today. The Tauntaun is a super exciting unit. It is tanky. It does big damage on towers. It is super fast. And if you support it with Boomer Balls or the BB-8 or Porgs or any other unit that can really give it support, that Tauntaun will wreak havoc on your enemies. So you can watch that. And while you're watching it, you should always remember, Nooch too good.